Okay, we are hopefully going live. There's always like this long pause. Oh wait, there it goes. There it goes. I think we are live. Hey guys, how are you doing? Yay! Welcome to the Tangent Show number 20. 20. That's crazy. How did we get to number 20? Okay, I hope you guys are all doing marvelously well. Oh, let me move my tabs around so I can share things. Yeah, I hope you guys are all doing really, really well. We are back from Las Vegas.
Yes, ASD.
Which was an experience.
Yes.
It was fun. What was happening in Las Vegas? Well, first of all, it was really hot. Really hot.
Oh my god, like 115 degrees Fahrenheit.
It was 120 at one point.
Yeah, it did go up to 120.
Is that even a real temperature? How do you get to 100? I don't know how people live in Vegas. It was fun though.
It was.
So we went to Vegas. We did 2 days at ASD. We were talking on Sunday and Monday. So a big hello and thank you to everyone who came and spent some time with us at ASD. On Sunday, we talked about marketing. We were talking about how to build your audience. And on Monday, we talked about KDP for business. And we've been sharing some of the ideas about KDP for business in our KDP group.
Yep.
Oh, we didn't talk about the grasshoppers as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it was really hot. And also there were like a crazy amount of grasshoppers
There was
everywhere.
a ridiculous amount. At the hotel we went to, I noticed it. And it was so loud. You hear this buzzing sound.
Well, we arrived at the hotel and we look up the light and we're like, what's that? Those aren't moths. And there's like all these huge insects swarming around like locusts. And then we were like, are they locusts? Is this like a biblical plague?
Right.
What's going on
here?
But no, apparently grasshoppers, because of some phenomenon of temperature and humidity and...
Yeah, so I guess we had a very a very wild spring. And because of it, a lot of animals and bugs have flourished. And so like...
Flourished,
yeah,
that's a good word.
In San Diego, we got bombarded with butterflies. Remember
That's
that?
true. We have butterflies. Vegas gets grasshoppers.
Yes. So we had thousands and thousands of butterflies flying across our neighborhood. In Vegas, they have thousands, maybe millions of grasshoppers, and they love the light.
It was odd. It was interesting. Hi, Felicia. Yay, we saw Felicia at ASD. Hi,
yes.
Jacqueline. Hi, Emily. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hi, Cassie. Welcome. So yeah, we talked on Monday. We were talking about KDP for business. And if you're completely new to Tangent Show, to KDP, to everything, KDP is Amazon's print-on-demand service for creating paperback books. And actually, I want to show this because I was talking about this in our group today. And one thing that I think people don't talk about a whole lot is how cool books are as a promotional tool or a marketing tool.
Yes.
So this is a book that I made. And guess how long this book took me to make, Isaac?
How long?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I love it.
Well, you did send me the logo. So
yes.
I didn't make the logo. You made the logo.
Yeah.
But you sent me the logo and in about 10 minutes, I made this book. And if you look inside this book, it's really cool because it has planners and it's like customized to people who make books because it says book niches, marketing ideas. So you can write all those things down. And Isaac, guess how I made this book?
How did you make this book?
I used the planner generator in Tangent Templates.
Yes.
Well, that's so funny. Zoom just blurred when I said Tangent Templates. They're like, you're trying to do product placement again, aren't you, Catherine?
That's it. Hopefully it'll.
Yeah, what's up with that? Wake up, Zoom. Come
on,
back.
Zoom.
I think it's because it's really hot, possibly. Because
that's it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hopefully it will.
Well, I'm looking for something to like attack the camera with because it kind of went blurry. Hold on.
Usually it's based off movement.
You know, I would use my t-shirt, but I run the. Oh, there we go. We're back.
There we go. Okay,
great. We're back. I don't know
blurry,
why we
fine.
blurred out then.
There we go.
But we are back in the room now.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, this is one thing that I think is kind of a neat idea, which is using KDP to create promotional like planners, diaries, things like this, because these cost about $2 to buy from Amazon. So if you create a book like this on KDP, it's completely free to publish on KDP, and then you can buy it as an author copy for about $2 to $2.50. I think this one was like $2.15 to buy.
Yeah.
Which is cheap because, oh my gosh, business cards are like 50 cents each.
Yes.
So you can get a book, and the great thing is you can give that out to your clients. So like if you or your partner or your friend or your family friend or just someone you want to sell to is like a plumber or a dentist or a car mechanic or, I don't know, a stripper.
Yeah.
You can make a book that promotes their services and people can keep that on their desk.
Yes, that's so
Whoa.
cool.
So I think that's kind of a neat idea, just to do something very simple with KDP that's a little bit out of the box. So that's what I did.
That's so cool. I know you asked for the logo. I had no idea that you were making a book.
I'm always up to something.
I know.
You know that. So that was pretty cool. I hope you guys who went to ASD had a chance to really enjoy the show. So ASD, for those of you who have not been, it's really a wholesale show. So the way it's set up is it takes up the whole Las Vegas Convention Center. People, vendors, wholesale vendors set up booths all around the Las Vegas Convention Center. And buyers, so that's retail buyers, and it's kind of everyone from like big stores like Target or Walmart, through to people who just sell as individuals on Amazon, could go around the vendor booths, talk to the wholesalers, order, like kind of figure out what products they want to stock for the coming months, and then order those products. And it's kind of like big shopping.
Yes, yeah. It really is.
Wow, I'm so technical.
I know.
But it's really cool because you get to just kind of get a feel for what's going to be popular this sort of coming Christmas, Q4. And I wanted to show you guys something because actually you can access the ASD website even if, oops, let me find the right button. You can access the ASD website even if you're not registered for the show now. So this is pretty cool. Let me go to the right page. There we go. So this is ASD's website. It's at asdonline.com. And what you can do is go to here where it says about the show, and you can browse, explore products. And this is pretty neat because now you can go and see what kind of products were on sale at ASD. So you can just browse through them. And there's a ton of like CBD. People are huge in CBD. Really huge right now. That takes up, I think, about a fifth of the show now is just sort of CBD vaping products.
Yeah.
But there's loads of other stuff here. Like you can see there's mink eyelashes, very useful. Retractable gel pens. Now, I know people in our KDP group are looking, a lot of people are getting into bundling. And that was another thing we talked about, was actually bundling books with your physical products. So that's another approach to things. But this gives you a ton of ideas for just what kind of products are becoming popular. And you can even search it as well. So you can go in here and type in something like Christmas and do a search and see if there's any Christmas products. Now, another nice thing about the website is you can also go and check out the vendor directory. And if you go to the vendor directory, they have a new feature that I just noticed. So if we go to, let's say,
categorized
toys, yeah, it has something else that's really cool. So if we go to, oh my gosh, if I can remember how to actually browse, let's just do toy and search. There we go. Okay, this is really cool. It now has this little symbol that tells you if a vendor does private label.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So they can customize products for you.
Hey.
Isn't that cool?
That is.
So yeah. Hi, Sean. He says, bundling pens, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I think bundling all kinds of products, stickers, pens. I know we were talking about that in the group earlier. We were talking about bundling pens. We've talked about stickers is another big one. But, you can actually bundle all kinds of things with books. Like you can use books as instructions for a product.
Yes.
You can bundle in, I don't know, what else? What else can you bundle a book with a product? You can make game books is another approach. You can bundle things like rulers, like math things, like protractors, and I'm not very good on math, so you know. But yeah, there's so many cool things that you can use your books for, other than just sort of selling them direct on KDP. Cool. Okay, so let's move on. Oh yeah, sad news today, guys. Let me switch to this page. How tragic is this?
Amazon's pulling the plug on dash buttons.
Dash buttons, I know. Isn't that sadness? Yeah, Amazon will pull the plug on dash buttons at the end of August. So what went wrong for dash buttons, do I think? Well, I have to admit, like, I was really excited when they first came out. I was like, oh, this could be a big thing. I think Alexa killed dash buttons.
That's probably that's probably it.
So dash buttons were really like these little buttons. You can see it in the picture there. The idea was you stick like a Tide button on your washing machine, or you stick like, I don't know, a cheese button on your fridge, or like you can even use them, like you could put this like planner on a dash button if you really wanted to. So you could be like, I want to order a planner right now, click. Basically they're buttons that are programmed to do one thing, which is order a product off Amazon.
That's it.
But alas, I think Amazon kind of put themselves out of business with it, or put dash buttons out of business.
It was a nice idea. I love that Amazon is willing to take risk and experiment with these kind of new products. I mean, Alexa started off as an experiment.
Oh yeah.
Right. It was, you know, they have this box, this audio interface. And so this was one. It didn't take off. One of the complaints I've heard was that the pricing on products would vary month to month.
Wait, I'm trying to understand what Felicia said. She said Alexa can take the heat, but it was probably millions of dog butts and tails.
People accidentally pushing it.
Just the dog wagging its tail, and
yeah. So one of the complaints I heard was that prices, for example, if you get like a roll of like
kitchen paper.
Kitchen paper, right? And it would be $7 one month, and then the next month it's like $17.
That's interesting. So it's like pricing inconsistency.
Yeah, which is that's the nature of Amazon. Everyone's competing on pricing.
I know, and it's kind of a funny thing with Amazon that prices can really like go up and down. And I guess people like to shop around as well. Because like what I do, I'm so cheap. So if I'm buying stuff like kitchen paper or like toilet paper and stuff like that, I always wait till Target do those like buy 3 and get $10 back. Oh yeah. Because about once every like month or so, they have this buy 3 get $10 back. So then I just go and buy from Target and I stock up.
I think this was made more for people like me that are not budget conscious. They just don't want to waste any time. We just whatever. I need something. Push a button, get it here as soon as possible.
It's an ongoing issue. It's like Isaac will just spend. He'll just go, okay, I'm gonna buy like whatever it is. If I need it now, I'm gonna buy it in the quickest and most efficient way possible.
I just don't like to waste time shopping.
Me, I will coupon down to the last.
Queen. I just the
like,
treasure hunter.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh, here's all the honey gold and all the rewards, and so guys. Okay, so what else have we got to talk about? I've got a thing to share. Cool. I wanted to share a platform. Well, it's kind of a tool, and I actually talked about this way back in Curate.
Okay.
But I was thinking about this today, and I was playing with it a bit, and I think this could be a interesting platform for making books for KDP.
Okay.
Now, I haven't used it yet, or at least not for KDP. But I was checking out their licensing, and the licensing actually says that you can use it for, as long as you have the pro level, you can use it for print products. So I sent them an email to confirm that. But to me, it looks like you can probably use these in your print books. So I'm waiting on confirmation for that. But I think it's really interesting. It's a tool called Piktochart, and it is for creating infographics. And it's actually kind of like Canva in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I think this is a really interesting tool. And what I like is you can actually click this Inspire Me button down here. And there it is. It gives you all these ideas of like how people are using this, the kind of infographics that people are creating.
This is really cool. So yeah, this is really cool. I mean, this is like I mean, really advanced like layout type stuff from a graphic design perspective.
Right, and I was thinking, like, if you're creating a planner or something like that, and again, remember that you can use color in your KDP books. Just keep the page count under 50 pages, and a color book is pretty affordable. But I was really thinking about this, like, if you make a planner, you could totally put in pages with these kind of infographics that are relevant to whatever it is your planner is about, whatever niche your planner is in.
That's really cool.
So I thought this was a neat tool to share with you guys. I'm not an affiliate, you know, like when we share stuff, we're not promoting anything. We're just like, look at this cool thing we found. Check it out. The only thing, you know how much we've paid out in affiliate money?
Wait, how much have we paid out in affiliate money?
Do you want to know how many affiliates we have paid?
Drum roll, please. How much?
We have paid $0.
Zero money.
We do not pay anyone to promote our products or our courses. Do you know how much money I have taken from for affiliating for anyone else?
How much?
$0. We don't affiliate for anyone else either. Which you know, it's not because we like don't like people. It's just, I don't know. We like people who tell the truth about our products. We like
I think
people
that's
who
it.
are genuine users. And authentic.
So any review you get from our products, we can happily say that they were not paid reviews.
Right.
And so
and if we share a product, it means that we actually use it and like it.
It's an issue.
Oh wait, Canva did give me a t-shirt.
Oh wow.
Canva gave me a t-shirt and a journal because they saw my YouTube videos and were like, yeah, come and be a Canva creator. So I did get a t-shirt and a journal and a sticker from Canva.
Okay. I think you need to you should disclose that every time you make a video on Canva. Just to let you guys know, Canva gave me a free t-shirt. Okay, but giving me a free t-shirt does not
kind of why you don't sort of see people doing a lot of webinars and saying, hey,
you're right.
We don't pay affiliates, which I'm pretty happy with that. I think
we're
it's
pretty
a good
content.
Philosophy for the time being. So hey, next thing we had to talk about. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about Standard Ebooks. So I mentioned this in the KDP group earlier today, but this is neat. I think this is really neat. So this is, I guess they're like a non-profit. They're not doing it for any profit. It's an open source product or project. And what they are doing is they're finding old public domain books using Project Gutenberg. And they're going through them. They are putting nice typography. They're making them consistent. They're correcting any errors, typos.
Wow.
They're adding metadata. They're putting markup language into it so that it's compatible with ebook readers.
Yeah, this is freaking awesome.
And they're even putting nice covers on them,
wow,
which are drawn from public domain fine art.
Oh, wow.
But here's the really wacky thing. They are putting them back into the public domain afterwards.
Wow, that's really, really cool.
Which I think is really, really interesting. So this is like a sort of crowdsourced project. And like, we're kind of fans of open source because, you know, it's cool. These guys actually talk about public domain and how, like, really the public domain is kind of about protecting human learning, arts, creativity, so that everyone can still enjoy it and share in it. Because what happens if you don't really have the public domain and someone owns like a project from 1920,
right?
That's going to just go into obscurity if that person dies or like their family don't want to do anything with it. So by books going into the public domain, it means that we can all enjoy it once they're no longer profiting from it. So it's kind of neat that this organization are not only using books from the public domain, but keeping them there. They're saying, okay, you can take what we've done to this and redistribute it.
This is, I mean, my brain is just exploding with ideas. I mean, if you look for any significant event, like in the 1960s, 1950s, that happened, you know, there was a collection of books for that event. So you can take all these public domain, books for that event and make a collage of different viewpoints and ideas that came about during that era.
So between 1924 and 1964, I believe, they're now saying something like 80% of books published in that time period are in the public domain.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing. The catch, of course, is that the well-known books, those have been copyrighted. But
Right.
most like small books that were just like a one-off publication or a small publisher, a small author, most of them didn't actually renew copyright.
Wow.
And in those dates, I believe before 1964, you had to renew copyright. Otherwise, your book fell into the public domain. So that's like a huge thing. There's actually a lot of books. We've done quite a few books by adding illustrations to public domain books. So KDP will accept public domain books as long as you differentiate them by either adding annotation, notes, translation, or illustrations to them. So it's kind of an exciting niche, but really cool to see what Standard Ebooks are doing with this. Oh, okay. You had a nerd corner. Do you want to talk about you? I just took a look at this and went, what?
Yeah, this is awesome.
I think I hit the button. Hold on. There we go.
Okay.
Explain what we're
some
looking at
student
here.
in the UK designed an underwater jetpack called CUDA. And it's pretty much the first of its kind. You wear it like a backpack and it will propel you up to 8 miles an hour underwater. So basically you're like a mermaid.
Whoa, that's crazy. I want this. I want to be a mermaid.
This thing looks awesome. I totally want to ride this. And so
how many people are going to drown?
Well, it's got a remote control. So so you control the speed. You can put it on
possibly go
cruise
wrong?
Control. Also, if the battery is low, there's an option go to surface if the battery's running low. But they said it's a lot more affordable. There's another similar product and it's about $17,000 and you kind of ride it like a small jet ski. This is a backpack. It's a lot cheaper. It's made out of 3D printed parts. And I think
I'm just watching this like, what? Okay.
It is awesome. You wear this backpack and it's just going to propel you underwater. So anyways, I thought it was really cool. Definitely nerd corner stuff.
Yeah. So are you going to get a jetpack?
Well, okay, they've only tested it in pools.
Right.
So I think eventually they want it to go in the ocean. So like that would be pretty crazy to go out swimming in the ocean and have this backpack. I can see
you down La Jolla.
Oh my gosh, you put on your goggles on and I mean, this is like snorkeling on steroids.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, you heard it here first, guys. 3D printed underwater jetpacks.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting through things quickly today, which is good because we've got to go and pick up the dog.
Yes.
The poor dog is at Isaac's parents, and we haven't picked her up yet. So we've got a long trip after the show. Okay. So what was the next thing? Oh, let's talk about. Should we talk about this? This is our platform of the week.
Let's do it.
Okay, hold on. I got too many windows open. Okay, there we go. Okay. So this is our platform of the week. Talk to me about this, Isaac, because this is interesting.
Okay, so Mixer is a streaming platform. It's compared to Twitch.
Okay, so Twitch is basically it's a platform where you can watch people play video games.
Yes,
and talk to them.
But also they've expanded it to have like screencast. People might have like educational material on it as well. Well, Mixer is pretty much competing with Twitch. In 2016, they were purchased by Microsoft.
Whoa, okay, so that's pretty big.
It's very big. So
wait, who owns Twitch though?
Amazon.
So Amazon owns Twitch,
yes,
and now Microsoft are competing with Mixer.
Yes, and so they're claiming their technology is better than Twitch because they're faster, more reliable, and they connect with Xbox streaming service, so they can have some like more interactivity with online games.
So what I thought was really interesting, it said that they're really pushing, as you say, the interactivity, so that not only can you talk to people who are streaming on Mixer, but you can actually change their game. So you can send them like boosts. You can, and it said like if they're playing Minecraft, you can send like a mob after them, like put a creeper in their house or something like that.
Yeah.
Which
it kind of turns into like a dungeon master or a game master.
Yeah, I think
cool.
There's a lot of potential with this.
Yes.
And what's interesting with these platforms, so they're created for gaming. Like bear in mind, they're created for gaming. But people start using them for all kinds, like on Twitch, there's this guy who does like live bounty hunting and people talk to him on there about bounty hunting.
Yeah.
So a lot of these platforms sort of start out for gaming or for a niche, and then
they expand to
like
more.
TikTok was, I think we talked about TikTok on the last show, and TikTok's something that I'm kind of obsessed with. I think it's really, really interesting. TikTok's a little app that has 15-second videos on it, and young people, I would say people in their teens, 20s, really huge with TikTok. A lot of the videos on TikTok have something like 10 to 20 million views, and they're like 15-second videos. But the interesting thing about TikTok is that started off as really a karaoke tool. Like it started off just so you could sing. It was called Musical.ly. And then they realized people were using it for all kinds of other things, and it became a much more general platform, which is actually kind of an interesting strategy to think of. Like start off with something for a niche and then grow it out to the wider world. But I think that's kind of happening with Mixer and with Twitch. The other interesting thing is this guy Ninja.
Yes. So Ninja is probably the largest streamer as of today. He's got, let's see here. He's got over 14 million followers and averages in over 50,000 viewers per week.
That's huge. 14 million followers.
Yes. So this is live. This is live streaming. He's like the king of live streaming right now.
In fact, you can see it right there. So right now, Ninja's playing Fortnite. He's got 64,000 people watching him.
Yes.
That's
crazy right now. And so what Mixer did, they somehow made a deal with Ninja, who was on Twitch. And Ninja yesterday just announced he's ditching Twitch and moving over to Mixer.
He's been on them all day. I was checking on it, and he's playing Fortnite. Like, what a great job! You just play Fortnite.
Oh yeah, this is great. Yeah.
Didn't that kid just win like It was like a 15-year-old. He just won like $3 or $4 million.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Esports are probably the future of our culture.
Yeah.
Is esports. Yeah, so it's an interesting platform. A lot of new streamers like joining Mixer because there's less competition. So they said on Twitch it's really hard to get seen and noticed if you're a new person on the scene because there's just too many people.
Oh, so Mixer is like new people are kind of starting out on Mixer to build an audience.
Yes, and Mixer continues to grow. So it's like this nice thing about these emerging platforms is that you get on in the beginning, you actually grow with the platform.
You know, that's why we kind of have platform of the week. Like this is Tangent Show 20, and each week we've tried to talk about a different platform, whether it's like MeWe or TikTok or like Mixer, whichever that platform is. And the reason we do that is because new platforms are such a great place to promote yourself and kind of dig out new land. It's almost like if you imagine like you're looking for a place to settle and you find some nice untouched land, you can sort of go and build your little village there. Whereas if you like move to a big city that's already super populated, it can be kind of hard to be found. So I kind of like emerging platforms just because you can try something new there and see if it takes off.
Yes.
So makes sense.
And I think there's a lot of opportunities aside from video games. It's just a general streaming platform. I know you can start it as, video games is going to get people's attention. It's an easy way to get people's attention. But if you want, you can start branching off to other content as well.
Okay, so that was mixer.com. So I think we got one other thing to talk about, and you showed me this earlier, and I think this is really cool because it kind of took me back to my misspent youth.
Misspent.
Misspent youth. No, this is really fun. So you sent me this thing earlier about the Japanese play-by postcard RPGs.
Yes.
So this was like a really popular thing in the 1990s, and I guess this guy wrote a blog about them because he sort of rediscovered them. And I thought this was a really interesting concept when you look at how people are into things like subscription boxes today. And I also think, and we were sort of looking around Vegas, and we saw that even like Cirque du Soleil are doing the sort of interactive gamified, I think that they've got a new show called something like Escape Vegas or. And it's really interesting to see how like the gamified interactive experiences are kind of sneaking in everywhere. Like people aren't happy just sitting back and watching,
passively watching. Yeah, they want to
they want to play. And I thought this was a cool concept, this idea of really like interacting with a game via mail. So back when I used to play a lot of games online, one of the things we did was actually email playing. We did play by email role playing. So it was kind of neat because one guy would be like the game master and he would send out like kind of the premise for the game. Like, okay, we're all in this place.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. There's a goblin walking up the street. Everyone send me your turn. And then each person would email back with like, oh, this is what my character's doing right now.
Yeah.
And in the end, you kind of ended up with like a novel because everyone would like add a snippet of the story.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny because our kids kind of do this now using Instagram, using Discord.
Yeah.
They role play and they do exactly the same kind of thing. So I think this idea of going analog and going back to postcards and going back to actual snail mail is really interesting because, and I think he said it at the, there was a comment where I read about this and the guy said, I really want to get into this just because it would be really exciting to get a postcard. It would be such a fun thing to get a postcard.
Okay.
So I was really thinking about this. I think it'd be really neat to do like to run a game and to run installments. And I was thinking about this as from a subscription box point of view, that you can maybe send out like a box each month of sort of merchandise, like maybe a map of the game, figurines, like buttons, maybe a t-shirt, like just stuff about a game, or a book, of course.
A book, yeah.
Like a little workbook or a little sort of game book or a character book. And you send that out to all your players and then they can also interact by email or on a forum.
I can totally see that.
And you build a little world with it.
Oh my gosh.
Like, wouldn't that be fun?
That would be awesome.
I'd love to do that.
I mean,
we should do this.
We
should create our own little role play game. That would be fun.
We should. A postcard. I question how much information you get from a postcard.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the question of like, but I think also you send the postcards back.
Yeah,
so
you fill it out.
I think that's kind of how it worked. But you could write down your turn on a postcard. You could write down what your character's doing.
That.
I think maybe I'd go with email or something.
I don't know. I think what I would go, maybe, just hypothetically speaking, this is all, we haven't rehearsed any of this, is just thinking out of the
We don't rehearse anything.
That's true. We don't rehearse anything.
What are we going to talk about?
Right.
Okay, here it is.
Okay. So I would have a place online where people can submit their turns. You take all their turns and information they have, and then you publish it into like a 24-page colored book on KDP.
Right.
24 to 30 pages. Colored, just make sure you got
you could like crowdsource a book.
Crowdsource a book based off people's actions playing the game. And then at the end of the month, you take all of it and you publish it. And then whoever wants to buy it can buy it and can stay up to date with the...
That's really creative. You'd have to make them all sign over their rights at the beginning.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll be like, I'm going to sue you. You took my thing.
Absolutely.
As long as you were like transparent about it and said, this is how the game works. This is what we're going to do.
Right.
That would be pretty neat. I like that idea.
Yes. And then maybe hire artists to put artwork down for the game. And so I think it can... it would work.
Yeah, I used to play role play games online, and one of the things we did was log the role play. And so the way we used to do it was we'd role play sort of text-based games, and we do it via a telnet. I'm such a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm giving away my past nerdiness. I always call you a nerd, but so I used to play like these text-based online games, and you type your turns. You like have poses and conversations. And the cool thing was we used to log the role plays. So if like something important happened, like there was a big battle or like your character, like a big character died or something epic happened, you kind of had the log like a story. And a lot of the games used to keep the logs online so you could go and read them like stories. And I know people who loved reading role play logs. They were like,
I can see that.
So it's like kind of now you have like fan fiction and stuff. I think role play is like
I think it would work because I know like as a programmer, I know a lot of programmers, they love to take notes on like a moleskin notebook. And the reason for that is because we stare at screens all day long. And it's just, you need something analog. You want something physical just to get your eyes off the screens. And I think a lot of the younger generation are having that same type of perspective. They're staring at screens, whether it's their phone, their laptops, their tablets. or their Switch.
I think that's why people like doing bullet journals and art journals and things like that.
Yes, to have something physical in your hand that's not a digital display.
Well, Sid likes playing like Rubik's Cubes.
Yes.
And I do like jigsaw puzzles.
Yes.
So I think you're absolutely right. It's like sometimes you just need a break from, like I find like looking at the computer tends to be kind of an ADD thing because you have all these browser tabs open and it's just like, and then you get notifications all the time. It's kind of nice to just back off and play like an analog game or a board game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there is a lot of scope with this concept, a lot of scope. You can, especially with KDP, you have access to
we
print your own
need to
books.
talk about this. I like this idea. I want to create a world and do a subscription.
Yeah.
To it. That would be fun.
So you see,
I see that the lady writes. She says role-playing helped her fill in the gaps for the ancient history of a story she had. I would love to get into a new role-play group or organize one. There you go. I think it's huge. I know that our kids they role play. A lot of their friends at school do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, the funny thing was, while we were at ASD, our daughter Autumn said, "Oh, I have to go and meet someone." And there was another girl at ASD who lives in Las Vegas who was in her role play group.
That was a trip.
And then you said, "Come and meet Autumn's friend." And it was like, "Whoa, this is her friend. She's like got a friend."
Right. Well, okay. Autumn goes, "I'm gonna meet my friend from the internet." At ASD convention. I'm like, okay, who is this friend that
from the internet?
Right.
She was a really nice girl.
She really was. She was real. She was nice, and yeah, it was actually. I was like, wow.
I've met people from the internet before. It's always fun. Well, we meet quite a lot of people from the internet. To be fair,
that's true.
Like that tends to happen quite a lot.
Yeah,
because of what we do. People are like, "Oh, let's meet up." Honestly, most people are who they say they are. Like the majority of people on the internet are awesome. Yeah. Like if you get online, chances are you're probably going to get on well in real life.
Yes, yeah. Well, we did have a couple wobble with her when she was younger.
Yeah, that's true.
With it,
but on the whole,
yeah,
it's all good. Oh, I think we are through everything.
Wow,
we talked about Mixer.com. Let me stop sharing so we can talk. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm like super hot. I look a bit like hot. It's because we're in Vegas. See, right. We're still in Vegas. So we talked about Mixer.com mm-hmm. and streaming. We talked about planners. Oh yeah, we shared the if I can pick it up. We shared making planners to promo your business. We talked about ASD and how to find products, how to find vendors that will do private label products. We looked at play-by-mail games.
Yep.
We looked at Standard Ebooks and what they are doing with public domain books. And we looked at Piktochart, which was pretty cool. So Piktochart, you can make infographics. It's kind of like Canva, but specifically for infographics. So and we looked at 3D printed underwater jetpacks because nerd corner.
Because it's cool.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week, same time. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Join our KDP group if you're not in it. Come and join us. And buy Tangent templates. It's awesome. We're working hard at it. We've got a lot more features coming.
We've got some new features. Can't say anything yet.
If you don't know, we now have upload added to it, so you can upload your own PDFs and mix them with ours, which is pretty awesome. I
added one small update.
What was your update?
To the listing helper, I added
keywords.
A button to remove duplicate keywords.
Hey!
And so a
couple of people noticed. They said, "Oh, thanks for that."
Yeah, so it was kind of a small update, so I didn't make a big announcement on it, but it's there. And actually, I looked at my own keywords for some of my listings that I didn't realize I had duplicate keywords.
Why are you putting duplicate keywords?
I didn't realize it. I don't know, maybe the slight dyslexia in me or something. But yeah, just looking at all the words, and I'm like, no, there's no duplicates. I clicked the button. Oh, I guess there were.
Oh, hey, there you go. So you used your own tool. Yeah. All right, guys, have an awesome week. Enjoy your weekend. We're probably still recovering from the Vegas party and heat. Thanks for joining us and have an awesome weekend. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.